Yeah, I don't spend much time anymore peering into the dark corners of the internet. I'm in my 40s, I'm married, I have 2 kids. So at the end of the day, pretty much all I need is a cocktail and maybe some of those adorable lolcat pictures. But a story about a teen girl performing oral sex on her boyfriend outside of an Eminem concert in Slane, Ireland last week. Well, that one jumped right out of the dark corners and onto the websites of major newspapers when that girl ended up in the hospital. I'm Steve Green. This is Trifecta, and let's bring on Scott Ott and Bill Whittle and talk about, well, I think it's the toughest story I've seen in quite a while. Gents, a 17-year-old girl, and drunk if I had to guess, started making out with her boyfriend outside an Eminem concert. Things got out of hand, and of course, at least one person there had a smartphone and began taking pictures of the whole thing. I think we can all be grateful there was no video. Now, this photo we're showing you is cropped. What you don't see is, well, what you don't want to see. The pictures ended up on the internet where the girl has been what they call slut-shamed on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, and it's been so bad she reportedly ended up in the hospital to be sedated. And, Scott, I got so flustered right in the intro to this, I couldn't even think of a good question to open with, so I just want to get your reaction to this story.
Well, I mean, there's a whole industry devoted to creating in the minds of men the idea that women are tramps, that women are for your sexual pleasure, that women are for your abuse, that women, it's now totally acceptable to refer to women for whom you have esteem by the same name that hunters used to refer to their female hounds. This is an industry that is making millions, if not billions of dollars by what they used to call objectifying women. But for some reason, the women's movement has grown strangely silent over this issue. Maybe because the same people who work in that industry contribute to the Democrat Party and are greasing the skids to get away with whatever they want. This is reprehensible. This is disgusting. A drunk woman cannot give consent for anything, and any man who does that to a drunk woman and anybody who films that is abusing and raping that person. I'm sorry.
Thank you for that, Scott. Thank you very much for that. All right, now, within hours, this young woman became known as the Slane girl for Slane, Ireland, and now she's an internet meme. We have all the usual takes. There's the overly attached girlfriend, the I will find you speech from Taken, and this last one gets me because it's probably true, the grandmother on the internet meme. Bill, how do we take back even just a smidgen of the culture when you're up against meme generator and 4chan?
I think the first thing I'd like to say here is, you know us that a culture is in real trouble when the women's morality degrades. I know this is going to paint me as very, very old school and so on. And we saw Miley Cyrus and Lady Gaga and Madonna, you know, really kick this whole thing off. The fact of the matter is, biologically, men are wired to be pigs. We're good at being pigs. I don't have a problem with being a pig, to be perfectly honest with you. I know what limits are. I know what no means, and I know what yes means too. So you know, that's why we have a human species. The entire purpose, really, of the feminine aspect of people is to civilize men. And when feminine behavior is that sexualized by the culture, you've really got nothing left to put the brakes on this kind of animalistic sort of behavior in public. When you have males left alone, you see these kind of things all the time. There's one of our Pajamas Media colleagues named Zombie repeatedly shows photo essays of this kind of thing going on in San Francisco among males all the time. I mean, every year there's open air, you know, it makes Rome blush. So there's that aspect. And then I think finally the thing I'd like to comment on too is this. People talk about this kind of behavior as degrading the society, but I actually think it's kind of the other way around. I'll be doing an afterburner on this kind of thing with Miley Cyrus, and I think the point I want to make is, it's not that acts like this degrade the culture. You have to ask yourself, what is it about the culture that gives young people such a sense of hopelessness and lack of dignity that this sort of thing is common? Because listen, guys, this one got on camera, but this kind of thing happens all the time.
You know, folks, I gave Bill and Scott the big issue questions because I want to take a moment to zero in, to focus in on the real bad guy in the story. Now, we can complain about the internet, we can complain about the over-sexualization of everything, but this story has a real villain, and it's this young man, it's this stupid kid. If he had just 1 ounce of respect for his girlfriend, he would have stopped her, he would have taken her home, and he would have tucked her in to sleep it off. Instead, he's holding up his arms as if this is some kind of victory, and on the internet, he's being treated as a hero. Well, he's not being treated as a hero here, and I hope women everywhere take this story to heart and refuse to get involved with men who don't respect them. You know what? You need to demand that of us, ladies, and you need to act like you're worth it too. So for PJTV and for Bill Weddle and for Scott Ott, I'm Steve Green.